Hey guys! リグレスのキャンです。このチャンネルでは今までシネマティック動画や商品紹介がメインでしたが、今回初めてスペシャルゲストが登場する回になっています。そしてそのスペシャルゲストにふさわしい方がなんとニュージーランドから来てくれています。フェルドンシェルター創設者のお二人、ジョエルとベスです。さあ、今回の動画は創設者のジョエルにいろいろなインタビューをしていきたいと思いますので、ぜひお楽しみいただければと思います。それではどうぞ。Here is Joe from Feldon Shelter.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We were looking forward to seeing you.
We're looking forward to seeing you too.
It's snow, it's winter in New Zealand.
Yes. It's cold as it gets in New Zealand right now.
How is weather in Japan?
Too hot. In New Zealand, we don't often get temperatures above 30 degrees. So at the moment in Japan, for us, it's like as hot as it gets. It's really nice.
So, could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Joel. I'm one of the founders of Feldon Shelter, along with my partner Beth. And we're here at Progressive Evolution visiting our Japan Feldon family and seeing their amazing space and going on some fun adventures, which should be cool.
Thank you.
No problem.
So, may I cheat sheet?
Yeah, of course.
I want everyone to know more about Feldon Shelter. I would like to interview for Japanese people and ask you some questions.
Sounds good.
Okay. First, would you tell me the origin of name about Feldon Shelter?
The name. So, Feldon is actually it has family history with Beth's family. Beth's mum and dad started a nursery growing flowers back in the day called Feldon Growers. And when we were trying to come up with a name for the company, we were sitting around the dinner table talking about company names, and Beth's dad mentioned that they used to run a company called Feldon Growers. And we really liked the name. It had family history, but it also means, in English, the meaning of the name means big, wide, open green spaces. And it just really fit the company. We really liked the name, so yeah, that's the meaning behind Feldon Shelter.
Oh, that makes sense.
Nice.
Oh, I had known the rooftop tent 20 years ago. It was very cool. But when I saw Feldon Shelter, I still remember the shock clearly. All sound I had never seen before.
Okay.
Don't you think so? Second, would you tell me the characteristics of such a cool Feldon Shelter product?
Yeah, well, in New Zealand we have really, our weather is really different.
Yes.
So in one day we might have really heavy rain, then we might have really strong sun, and then we might have really strong wind. So when we're creating a tent in New Zealand, it's a really good place because we have to create a really strong tent that can handle all types of weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so New Zealand's actually a really good place to develop outdoor products because we have really strong sun, we have a lot of rain, we have a lot of wind. So when we're creating a product that works well in New Zealand, it works well everywhere in the world because we've developed it for really harsh conditions. And to us, when we're developing our products and our rooftop tents, it's really important to create a tent that not only works really well, but is good looking, it looks good on the vehicle, and yeah, it's just a good looking, strong tent that works in all conditions.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
People who camp in Japan is usually stay at campsite.
Yep.
Because almost land is owned by someone. Even if the place is mountain side and seaside, if we stay on roadside, we are warned by the police or such a person in most cases.
Yep, I understand.
So how is situation from your country?
In New Zealand? In most areas, it can be a similar situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of New Zealanders, the land is owned privately by people, so you can't just camp wherever you want. But in New Zealand, we're really lucky. We have many people running really good campsites throughout the country, and we also have a council or a government department called the Department of Conservation. And basically they maintain and manage these really amazing campsites throughout the country that you don't feel like you're at a campsite. It's like right on a beach. You know, you feel like you're camping in the middle of nowhere, but it's actually a campsite that's managed and maintained by the government. So that's really good in New Zealand. And then we're also quite lucky, we do have spots that you can, we call it freedom camping. So when you're camping, you know, not on government land and it's for free, we call that freedom camping. We do have lots of spots that you can freedom camp, but you just have to know where they are and, you know, be really like talk to your friends and ask them where they are and keep them kind of secret. So it's a similar situation in New Zealand with some spaces, but in other places we have really beautiful spots to camp.
Thank you. Number 4. Last question. So, was there any place in Japan like you were able to feel same mood New Zealand?
To be honest, there's many places in Japan that remind me of New Zealand.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
The mountain area in Japan looks really similar to the South Island in New Zealand. The South Island in New Zealand is super beautiful, and there's so many places in Japan that are like just as beautiful, if not more. This trip, we spent a lot of time in Shikoku Island, and a lot of that island, like beautiful coast, really good surfing, amazing rivers. The whole place reminded me of New Zealand. The countries are very similar. They look very similar.
Oh, how is good way?
Really good waves. Yeah, we were lucky. We got a typhoon, which sent a lot of big swell up to Shikoku. So we had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was good.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem.
そしたらこの車で、次はキャンプの動画撮りたいと思いますので、ぜひお楽しみにしてください。
キャンプに行こう。
Let's go camping!